What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for stopping in. I appreciate your support. Quick little video today. I know I'm famous for saying quick video and then rambling on for 15 minutes about nothing, but today I'm going to try my very hardest to make this as simple and as seamless and as concise as possible. And one of the very best modifications that can be made to these Infiniti Q50s is the suspension components, right? Lowering this car. There's significant wheel gap on the stock setup, so dropping this car a little bit also improves handling significantly, but the appearance of the car changes dramatically, whether it's with lowering springs or coilovers. I think one of the main sources of hesitation among people in tackling this project, I know it was for me personally, it was just one reason that I delayed doing the installation of these lowering springs as long as I did, was the fact that you have to take the back seat out of this car to complete the project. There's no real videos online on how to remove the back seat. As you can see, it's still right here in the garage. But there's no real information. It's kind of something that gets skipped over. Now, it really ended up not being very difficult to do, and I don't want this part of the project to be one of the reasons you put off doing suspension work on your Q50. I'm going to approach this video in a little unorthodox manner. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to show you how to remove the back seat from your Q50 by putting the back seat back in the Q50. I think this is really going to work out great. It's really going to give us a good visual of all the parts and pieces that go together and that are hooked together to keep the seat in place. And it's one of the things that makes it difficult to get the seat out is that you don't actually know how it's fastened in place. Well, with the seat out, we can see all of that before we even tackle the project. So let's pull the car in. Maybe we'll do it out in the driveway, and let's tackle this thing together, shall we? Obviously, everything we're doing is going to be in reverse order, so we have to start with putting the backrest portion of the seat in first. It really seems to be the part of taking the back seats out that most people have trouble with. Man, I'm tongue-tied. But what you have to pay attention to back here is these kind of brackets here. This is what the top of your back seat is hooked into. And I'll show you that part, but it slides in here. So you see, you'd have to kind of angle the seat out and pull up. And there's 3 of those, one in the center and then one here on each end. Loops here on the actual back side of the backrest. One here on the corner, one here in the center, and one on the other end. So we have to kind of tilt, drop them in place, and secure them. Belts. Don't forget your seat belts. So you basically just have to lift it up high enough to get it above those little hooks. Drop the loop on with the seat kind of tilted at a slight angle and push it down and they secure. Make sure your seat belts obviously are clear and all these brackets line up and slide over the studs. All right, 14mm nuts, tighten down, secured in place, all 4. When you're removing the rear seat on the Q50, these are the 2 clips that you want to look for. They're just spring loaded, like I'll show you. Pull out and it'll release the front of the cushion. There we go. Pretty simple. The only tough thing is making sure your buckles are lined up with the holes. You kind of have to do the old reach around the front and push them up, but we're finally back together. Beside the fact that it's hot and humid as hell right now, taking the back seat out and putting the back seat back in the Infiniti Q50, at least the 2015 model, is relatively simple, and I don't want that to deter you from pursuing your suspension goals. Like I said, it was dreading the pulling out of the rear seat that kept me from upgrading my suspension and installing the lowering springs. Check that video out if you haven't already. But once I dug into it and just got after it, it actually is pretty simple. Again, start with the bottom part of the seat, the actual seat part. The 2 clips in front, spring loaded, pull them out, release the front of the cushion, and then that basically will just lift off. There's a little Velcro loop that holds your center seat belt kind of in place. You just take the Velcro off and that'll release it, pull that out, and then take the 4 bolts off, the 2 in the center and 1 on each end at the bottom, those 4 brackets that I pointed out. Take the nuts off, pull the seat out so it clears the studs, and then lift, and kind of with a little bit of a shimmy and a shake, it'll pop off those 4 brackets on top, and there you go. As you see, just as easy to put back in. So it was maybe a 10 or 15 minute project pulling it out, another 10 or 15 minutes putting it back in. The biggest challenge was getting those buckles back up through the bottom cushion. So there you have it. If you have any questions or concerns about this portion of the project or leading up into the spring or coilover installation, please leave the questions in the comment section below. I'll do my very best to help out as much as I can. And if I can't, someone I'm sure will chime in and help you out and give you the advice that you're looking for. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the thumbs up. All of the support is very, very much appreciated. Thanks again. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.